everyone. How are you doing today? I am so excited to share what I want to share with you today. And I'm going to start by asking you this. Have you ever carried ice cream in your pocket? And if you've said no, do you think it's possible? I'm going to let you think about that for a minute. Because don't you think that we have tried to come up with some creativity to do things differently this season more than we ever have? I would think so, right? When I ask that question, can you carry ice cream in your pocket? How many people have rolled their eyes or be like, you can't carry ice cream in your pocket? Okay? So I think about what we're going through right now and what kind of things we're having to come up, creative new ideas to battle this epidemic of mental health. There's been so many things that we have tried, and maybe things that we have wanted to try, but we've rolled our eyes at it and thinking that's not possible. Well, today I want us to embrace the creativity that it's gonna take to step outside of our comfort zones or what we've always thought, to embrace the idea of what it's gonna take to change the mental health crisis that we are facing right now. And while it is one step at a time, one conversation at a time, I'm going to invite you to something that I believe that you should be a part of. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, I think that you need to be a part of our National Hope Conference with the National Hope movement run by Connie Jakab. She started this initiative, this movement 3 years ago. And I am so excited that I get to be a part of this. I started out in the first one, and then the second one was last year. And I'm even going to show you a brief clip what transpired here in Edmonton last year. Take a look.
One thing I like to think of all the time is this difference between vulnerability and availability. And especially when we're in a group of people and we're going to be sharing. The thought here is that every voice matters. Oftentimes that word vulnerable comes with such negative connotations, like someone will hurt you, you don't want to, you have walls up.
Let's start talking, let's start bringing people closer, because we believe that mental health is created socially.
When we cannot acknowledge someone's pain and hear them and see them and for what it is and recognize that it is a real thing, there's no room for healing.
I found who Glory really was, unarmored, unmasked, right? I found my own vulnerability, my own sense of self-love. I learned to spend my time walking in love, not in fear.
Doesn't matter what somebody looks like on the outside, doesn't matter what they're good at or what it looks like they're good at. We all have a mountain to climb.
Leaders need support too. Help for mental health needs to be culturally sensitive, because lots of people grow up in cultures where it's just not talked about, it's not okay.
I never anticipated that stigma would once again make an appearance in my life, but it has, and it has been the most difficult form of stigma that I've had to process. Self-stigma.
As we push through the stigma, the barriers, all those roadblocks, we can find the people underneath. And as long as one of us isn't giving up, there is hope.
Why is this happening? Are we talking about it more? Yes, we're talking about it more. Are people more willing because the stigma is coming down? Sure. But I also think there are a lot of factors in our society that are contributing to people's thoughts of suicide.
We all need each other. That's the beauty of being a human and being empathetic. We can feel it if we don't get in our own way.
You know, if you hold that for a minute, you can do it, right? If you begin to hold it for 3 like Lori has been, it starts to hurt. Think about if you hold it for a whole hour. Your arm goes numb and your fingers cleave to the cup. Many of you in this room and so many people in Edmonton have been holding their cup for too long. Today is the opportunity for somebody to come alongside you and take the weight from you.
If we can't have a conversation and put ourselves in someone else's shoes, how can we heal?
You meet people that you can add into your community and your tribe, and you know that it's a safe space.
Like, we could have all the best speakers, we could have all the best techniques, but at the end of the day, we just need to feel loved.
With mental health, you know, you still have your bad days and weeks and months and whatever, but I'm now more equipped to deal with it.
Like, there's so many incredible things to hear and be a part of, and just the community feel. And I just had a couple moments even today where I just kind of
You got to quiet my own heart.
Better and so much more empowered. Like I'm ready to join the Hope movement.
So if you're thinking, wow, I wish I could have been a part of this day, you still can be next year, and it can continue. It doesn't have to be just because you missed today, but it's every moment and every day after this that you can help encourage, because mental health is created socially, and we hope to see you next year. So you just saw the amazing experience that we had in a room where people were willing to be open, vulnerable, to come together, when for so long people were afraid to talk about it, ashamed to talk about it. There's so much stigma. We hear about stigma. When you and we come together to actually care, we can come up with these creative ideas that make a difference. And now I'm probably wondering what this ice cream business is that I'm talking about. Well, ice cream business it is. Vaughn's aunt actually owns an ice cream parlor, and she has this recipe for ice cream that you can literally carry in your pocket. I'm holding 3 flavors: chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. And you can literally carry it in your pocket. Yes, ice cream creativity. And I believe that the creativity that's required in this season to change mental health stigmas and be able to fight against, as Connie Jakab would say, the tsunami that they are predicting. I believe that we need to stop rolling our eyes at the creative ideas and the people who are trying to get out there to put ice cream in pockets. We are going to change the face of mental health, but it's not going to happen with the way that we've always thought about it or have done it before. So with that being said, if you're in the sound of my voice, you're a teenager, you're a mental health care professional, you're a doctor, maybe you yourself struggle with mental health. You're a teacher. Anybody who has ever been affected or knows somebody that's affected by mental health, I believe we need to be banding together. On January 28th, we will come together in an online conference like never before. And I believe that it's conferences like this, with people like you coming together, we can beat the tsunami of mental health crisis that they are predicting. We can put ice cream in pockets, metaphorically speaking, of course, with this mental health crisis. We can create the change that mental health needs in our society. And it starts with you. But please join us on January 28th in the online forum where you're not going to want to miss to be a part of this conversation. Your voice will be heard. We will change, but we need to do it together. Thank you.